Hello, my darlings. Yes, you. All of you beautiful souls over 50 who are still full of fire, curiosity, and just a little bit of sass. I see you, I adore you, and today we are going to talk about something very close to my heart: how to stay young after 50. Not just young in your looks, but young in your body, your mind, your relationships, and, yes, even in your bedroom. Because aging doesn't mean we sit quietly and fade into the background. No, no, no. We are not wallpaper. We are masterpieces, and masterpieces don't expire. They evolve. Now, let me tell you something. I am not going to hand you a magic potion or a cream that costs more than your car. What I'm going to give you today are 6 golden habits. Not silver, not bronze, golden. These are habits that, if you invite them into your life, will keep you radiant, sharp, juicy, and strong, well past your 50s. You'll feel it in your bones, in your heart, and in the way you smile at strangers for no reason other than the joy of being alive. So, listen closely, because I'm not just speaking to your ears. I'm speaking to your cells, your hormones, your muscles, your passions, and your inner mischievous teenager that still lives inside you. Yes, there in there. The first golden habit, my loves, this is the queen of them all, is movement. Notice I didn't say exercise. I'm not talking about punishing your body or dragging yourself to a gym where the machines look like medieval torture devices. I'm talking about joyful, life-affirming movement. Walk every day like you're going somewhere exciting. Dance in your kitchen while your soup is simmering. Stretch like a cat in the morning. Do yoga, tai chi, or wiggle to your favorite 80s playlist. Movement is life. When you move, you tell your joints, hey, we're still in business. You lubricate your mind, reduce your stress, keep your heart strong, and let your body know it's still wanted. And that, my dears, is the first secret to staying young. Never stop moving with joy. The second golden habit, and this is very close to my own heart, is connection. I'm not talking about Wi-Fi, although we do love that. I'm talking about real human connection. Friends, family, neighbors, that person you always see at the coffee shop. Talk to them. Laugh with them, hug them if they're huggers. You see, loneliness is one of the biggest silent agers. It creeps in, shrivels your soul a little bit, and tells your cells to pack it up. But when you're engaged in relationships that give you purpose, you light up. Your brain releases all the good stuff: oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, and those are better than Botox, believe me. Also, don't be afraid of making new friends at any age. Join a class, learn something new. Flirt a little even. There's no rule that says just because you're over 50, you have to be invisible. On the contrary, this is your time to be bold. If there's a spark between you and someone, don't extinguish it because of numbers. You're still very much alive, and it's very sexy to be alive. Now, on to the third golden habit, and I hope you're sitting down for this one, or at least smiling. Keep the curiosity sizzling. You know what I mean. Learn new things. Read books you've never read. Take that cooking class you always thought about. Learn how to play an instrument or speak Italian. Ti amo, Bella. Use your brain. Stimulate your mind like it's your favorite date. Because when you stop learning, you start fading. The neurons in your brain are like tiny puppies. They need playtime. They need novelty. And darling, you're never too old to be a beginner. In fact, being a beginner in your 50s, 60s, 70s, that's sexy, that's brave, that's the stuff of legends. So many people tell me, I don't have time to learn something new, or it's too late. No, it is not. If you have breath, you have time. If you can read this, you can learn a new skill. You can be a beginner and still be brilliant. Keep your mind fed, and you'll find that your thoughts stay bright, your memory sharp, and your zest for life doesn't go anywhere. The fourth golden habit, and this one may surprise you, is pleasure. Yes, pleasure. You heard me right. You must make space for pleasure in your life. That means indulging in a good meal without guilt, listening to music that stirs your soul, soaking in a hot bath, and yes, having good sex, if that's what brings you joy. Let me tell you, a life without pleasure is a life half lived. And as we age, our society sometimes pushes us to become more serious, more subdued. But I say nonsense. Wear red lipstick, eat the chocolate, sleep in the soft sheets, kiss your partner slowly, or kiss yourself on the hand in the mirror and say, "Damn, I'm fabulous." Pleasure is not a luxury, it's medicine. It floods your body with relaxation, lowers stress hormones, boosts immunity, and tells your entire system, this life is still delicious, so don't deprive yourself. Aging well isn't about restriction, it's about celebrating. And when you make room for pleasure, you nourish your soul in a way no vitamin can. Speaking of vitamins, let's talk about the fifth golden habit, nourishment. And I'm not going to lecture you like a diet guru because I don't believe in food shame. But I will tell you this, what you put into your body matters, and you know it. When you eat whole, colorful foods, fresh vegetables, fruits, nuts, legumes, fish, olive oil, your body says thank you by giving you energy, better sleep, and glowing skin that looks suspiciously youthful. Also, hydration, my loves, drink your water, not wine. Well, okay, a little wine sometimes, but mostly water. Your cells are like little sponges, and if you're all dried up, how are they going to do their job of keeping you vibrant? Let food be joyful, not a punishment. Cook at home when you can. Use herbs and spices. Share meals with people you love. Sit down, chew slowly, and be present. Eating isn't just about filling your belly. It's about honoring your body and fueling it for the next adventure. And trust me, there are still plenty of adventures coming. Now, finally, let's talk about the sixth golden habit, and this one is often forgotten, purpose. Yes, even after 50, especially after 50, you need a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Maybe you mentor someone, maybe you volunteer, create art, write, garden, sing, or help raise your grandchildren. Whatever it is, find that thing that makes your heart expand and your eyes sparkle, because when you have purpose, you have vitality. You don't just age, you grow, you bloom. I've met people in their 80s who are more alive than people in their 30s, simply because they wake up with a sense of meaning. So if you don't know your purpose yet, don't panic. Start small. Ask yourself what brings you joy, who you can help, what legacy you want to leave. Your purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It just has to matter to you. And when you find it, oh my, you'll feel the years melt away. Now, I want you to notice something, sweethearts. None of these habits are about resisting aging. That's not our goal. Aging is not a villain. We are not fighting it. We are embracing it. We are honoring it, because aging is a privilege. Not everyone gets to grow older. If we are here, we are lucky. So don't waste your time trying to look 30 again. Instead, look the best damn version of 50, 60, 70, or 80 the world has ever seen. Walk with that confidence, smile with that mischief. Love yourself enough to say, I deserve to thrive. So, what are you waiting for? These golden habits are not locked away in a vault. They are available to you right now. Move your body like you love it. Connect deeply and often. Feed your mind with new delights. Indulge in pleasure without shame. Nourish your body with love. And most of all, live with purpose that makes your soul hum like a song. Of course, my dear, let's keep going. You just sit comfortably, take a sip of something warm or sparkly, and let me whisper a few more golden secrets into your heart. Because if we're going to talk about staying young after 50, we have to go beyond just habits. We have to talk about how to live, how to feel, how to light that candle inside you every single morning and keep it burning through storms, celebrations, boredom, and joy. It's not about pretending you're not aging. No, that's not only impossible, it's also missing the point entirely. It's about owning every year with style, soul, and a touch of cheekiness. Let me ask you something, and be honest now. When was the last time you truly rested? And I don't mean scrolling on your phone in bed or zoning out in front of the TV. I mean real, guilt-free, full-body rest. Because one of the most radical things you can do to stay young is to give your body, your nervous system, and your heart the gift of rest. Not because you're lazy, but because you're wise. Overwork and stress are not badges of honor. They're silent robbers of youth. They tighten your jaw, they raise your blood pressure, they cloud your thoughts, and they harden your beautiful, soft spirit. So please, don't run from rest, welcome it, schedule it, prioritize it, and while you're resting, I want you to tune in. Yes, tune in to your body, your breath, your emotions. One of the golden paths to longevity is developing what I like to call a soft and loving body awareness. When you listen to your body's whispers, you won't need to wait until it starts shouting. If you feel tension, stretch. If you feel tired, nap. If something hurts, don't just push through, get curious. What is your body trying to say? When we listen, we start to live in alignment. And alignment, my dear, is youthfulness. Misalignment is aging. When your inner world and outer choices are in sync, you glow from within, like a lantern with a steady flame. Another thing that helps keep that flame bright, laughter. Oh yes, laughter is the free facelift nature gave us. You laugh, and suddenly your wrinkles are no longer creases of worry. They're poetry of joy. Find people who make you laugh. Watch silly things. Tell stories. Laugh at yourself. The older we get, the more we realize how absurd life can be. And that's a beautiful thing. We don't need to take it all so seriously. So if your soup boils over, laugh. If your dog steals your shoe again, laugh. If you forget what day it is, laugh and blame it on being too wise for calendars. Now, let's talk about something people don't often say out loud: grief. Yes, grief. Because if you've lived past 50, you've lost things. People, dreams, parts of yourself. And the truth is, carrying unprocessed grief makes us heavy, weary, and older than we are. But when we let ourselves grieve, when we allow those tears to come, those memories to breathe, and those heartbreaks to find their place, we make space for new joy, new love, new lightness. Don't let your heart grow stiff from unshed tears. Cry when you need to. Cry with a friend or into your pillow or into the night. And then, my dear, take a breath, open the window, and invite life back in. We must also talk about touch, human touch. It's one of the most profound ways we stay alive and well. Whether it's holding hands, cuddling, receiving a massage, or simply laying a hand on someone's shoulder, touch tells our nervous system, you are safe, you are loved, you are here. It lowers cortisol, it raises oxytocin, and it reminds us we are not alone in this big, wild world. Don't underestimate how powerful this is. If you live alone, find ways to connect. Maybe it's through dance class, a walking group, even a pet. Skin to skin contact, warm hugs, little squeezes on the arm. These are the things that keep us from hardening. We are made for tenderness, don't forget that. Speaking of softening, let's talk about forgiveness. And no, not because it's morally correct, but because it's medicinal. Carrying resentment, bitterness, or regret is like walking around with a heavy stone in your pocket. It weighs you down, makes your posture sag, your energy leak, and your spirit age. Forgiveness is not about letting someone off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the chain. Forgive others. Forgive yourself. You've made mistakes. You've also done your best. You are allowed to move forward without dragging your entire history behind you like a suitcase full of bricks. When you let it go, Your heart feels light again, and a light heart is the best anti-aging secret I know. Also, don't stop dreaming. Please don't stop dreaming. I don't care if you're 52 or 92. If you can still imagine something beautiful in your future, you are still young. Dreams aren't just for the young, they're for the bold. So what if your knees creak or you need glasses to read a menu? Your imagination still works perfectly. You can still dream of places to visit, art to create, people to meet, stories to write, gardens to grow, laughter to have, even love to fall into. Keep a dream journal, daydream on purpose, fantasize. Let yourself be pulled towards something, even if it's small. Because when we have something to look forward to, we give life permission to keep unfolding in wonderful ways. Let's not forget about resilience. Oh, my dear, you are resilient. If you've lived this long, you've been through things, and yet, here you are, still curious, still breathing, still reaching out. That's powerful. Resilience is not about never breaking. It's about learning to reassemble yourself in ways that are stronger and wiser. You've earned every scar and every wrinkle. They are not flaws, they are medals, and you don't need to hide them. On the contrary, wear them with pride, because they say, I've lived, I've learned, and I'm still here. That kind of spirit. That's what keeps you young. Let's speak a little bit about boundaries. Yes, boundaries. Sometimes staying young means saying no. No to drama, no to toxic people, no to overextending yourself, no to pretending. You don't need to prove anything to anyone anymore. This is the age where you stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You don't have to go to that dinner. You don't have to listen to that complaint. You don't have to answer every call. You get to protect your peace, and you know what? That gives you back your energy. When you're not leaking your life force in 1,000 directions, you have more for what matters. Protecting your time, your joy, and your space is one of the most profound gifts you can give yourself. And while we're on the subject of energy, let me remind you of something. Your energy is sacred. Pay attention to it. When you walk into a room, how do you feel? When you talk to someone, are you lifted or drained? Your body always knows. It whispers, yes, more of this, or no, this is not right. Learn to trust those signals. Intuition sharpens with age, not dulls. You're not being sensitive. You're being wise. Learn to tune your life like an instrument, only allowing in what creates harmony. That's how you stay young, by staying in tune with your own frequency. Now I know you may be thinking, that all sounds wonderful, but some days I wake up and I don't feel young. I feel tired. I feel invisible. My love, those days come. They come for all of us, but they are just days. Not truth, not fate. On those days, wrap yourself in softness. Speak to yourself the way you would to your best friend. Say, I see you. You're doing great. You've come so far. Let's take it slow today. And remember, sometimes youth is not about having energy. It's about having presence. Being fully here, breathing, feeling, loving, now before I pause. And I won't say conclude, because life is not about conclusions. I want you to take a deep breath right now. Really inhale. Fill those beautiful lungs. And as you exhale, imagine letting go of anything that told you aging is decline. It is not. Aging is deepening. It is ripening. It is blossoming again and again in new forms. So, take care of this extraordinary body, this precious mind, and this beautiful, sensual spirit you have. Because there is so much more to feel, so much more to laugh about, so many more people who need your wisdom, your warmth, and yes, even your mischief. You are not past your prime. You are your prime. Of course, my darling. Let's keep that flame burning just a little longer. You're doing beautifully, listening with your heart, soaking it in, smiling a little, maybe even blushing once or twice. That's the spirit. We've come this far together, so now we simply continue. And isn't that the point? To keep going, to keep discovering, to keep falling in love with life again and again, no matter how many birthdays we've had. Let me tell you something few people say out loud, especially after a certain age. It's perfectly okay to change your mind. Yes, even after 50. Especially after 50. You are not obligated to be the same person you were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or even last week. Growth doesn't retire. You can shift directions. You can change opinions, rework beliefs, even start over. Reinvention is not reserved for the young. In fact, I believe we do it better now, with more depth and clarity. You've seen things, you've learned what matters. So if one morning you wake up and decide to try painting, or to move cities, or to stop dyeing your hair, or to finally say out loud what you've been holding in, do it. Do it with grace, or do it with a little reckless joy, but do it, because change is a sign of aliveness. Trees don't apologize for growing new leaves, and neither should you. Now let's talk about something delicious, desire. And no, I don't just mean sexual desire, though yes, let's not ignore that either. I mean desire in the broader sense, wanting, craving, hungering for life. So many people, once they reach a certain age, begin to believe that desire is something they should tuck away like an old scarf. Maybe pretty once, but no longer appropriate. But let me tell you, nothing is more ageless than a person who still wants, to feel, to touch, to be moved. Desire is not undignified, it is divine, whether it's for passion, beauty, knowledge, adventure, intimacy, or simply the taste of a perfectly ripe peach. You are allowed to want. You are allowed to ache and to reach. That fire in your belly, that's youth, my dear. Keep feeding it. There's also great power in slowing down. I know the world keeps shouting about productivity, hustle, efficiency, but we know better, don't we? We've tasted the burnout, we've seen where rushing leads, and one of the gifts of aging is learning the art of savoring. You drink your coffee a little slower, you watch the birds, you listen fully when someone speaks. That slow magic, that is the wisdom of time, that is not decay, it's richness. Let the others race, you move with purpose. You walk through life like a poem, not a spreadsheet, and I promise you, that is what makes people pause when you enter a room. And speaking of entering a room, darling, don't underestimate your presence. There's something magnetic about a person over 50 who's comfortable in their own skin, who doesn't shrink, who doesn't apologize, who doesn't need to be 20 again because they've earned the right to be exactly who they are. You don't need to be loud to be noticed. Sometimes it's the quiet confidence that turns heads. It's the way you smile, the way you carry your body like it belongs to you, the way you make eye contact with the world. That energy is unforgettable. There's also the matter of beauty. Such a tricky thing, isn't it? The world has tried so hard to convince us that beauty belongs to the young, but let me tell you, that's nonsense. Real beauty is presence, it's truth, it's radiance that comes from being at peace with yourself. You can wear your years like jewels or like chains. That choice is always yours. I've seen people with grey hair and laugh lines who light up the room just by being real, and I've seen youth with no joy behind their eyes. So if you're chasing youth to feel beautiful, stop. Chase authenticity instead. Chase pleasure, compassion, creativity. That's what lights your eyes and makes people lean closer. Also, allow yourself to be surprised. Yes, you've been around. Yes, you know some things, but the world is still wide and you don't know it all yet. Thank goodness for that. There's still music you haven't heard that will make you cry. There are still people you haven't met who will make you feel seen. There are still foods you haven't tasted that will make your eyes widen with delight. Don't fall into the trap of thinking you've done it all. You haven't. The universe is not done showing off, and you are not done being delighted. Keep that childlike part of you alive. Curiosity is not childish, it's sacred, and you know what else is sacred? Silence. We live in a world that's so noisy, always talking, buzzing, scrolling, but there's gold in the quiet moments. Make time for stillness. Sit in the morning before anyone else is awake and just be. Go for a walk without headphones. Turn off the noise and listen to yourself. That whisper inside you, it's wise. It knows what you need. But it won't scream, it waits for silence. And when you make space for it, you find answers you didn't know you were seeking. Sometimes to stay young, you have to get very honest with yourself about your choices, your habits, your relationships. There is no time anymore for pretending. You don't have to live anyone else's version of life. And if you realize you've been, well, dimming yourself to fit into some small box that was never built for someone as magnificent as you, then it's time to break that box, walk away from things that dull you, let go of roles that don't fit anymore. You don't owe consistency to anyone. You owe truth to yourself. And truth, my dear, keeps you alive in ways no anti-aging serum ever could. And let's not forget that healing is always possible, always. I don't care how long you've carried something. I don't care how deep the wound is or how long ago it happened. As long as you're breathing, there is space for transformation. Sometimes the healing is slow, like honey. Sometimes it's fierce, like lightning. But it's never too late. You are not broken. You are becoming. And every day you get to choose again. To soften, to forgive, to begin. That choice, that freedom, is what keeps the soul young. So let yourself feel. Let yourself care. Let yourself be moved. Do not build a wall around your heart just because the world has been careless with it. Keep your tenderness. Keep your wonder. Keep your hope. Yes, you may cry more easily these days, but that means your heart is alive, and an alive heart is a gift to everyone around you. I also want to remind you, sweet one, that the mirror is not the measure of your worth. Your body is not an ornament. It is a vessel of memory, love, strength, resilience, and pleasure. It has carried you this far. It deserves gratitude, not criticism. So when you look at yourself, don't search for flaws. Look into your own eyes and say, thank you for surviving, thank you for dancing, thank you for trying, and then go out into the world and live like someone who knows they are worthy, because you are. Now, if you've been nodding along, if your heart's been whispering, yes, yes, that's me, then take that as a sign that this moment, this breath, this chapter is not the end. It's a turning point. The next part of your story is waiting. It may not be glamorous every day. It may not always be easy, but it can be true. And there is nothing more beautiful than a life lived truly. Keep waking up with curiosity. Keep choosing joy over fear. Keep laughing at the absurd bits. Keep dressing up, even if it's just for you. Keep that music playing. Keep your shoulders back and your chin lifted. Keep your heart open, even when it feels risky. Because every moment that you choose to engage with life fully, you are saying yes to youthfulness, not of age but of spirit. You are not running out of time. You are not past your peak. You are rising still, glowing still, becoming always. So, my love, as you go forward from this moment, I want you to remember that youth is not a number. It's a feeling, a choice, a rhythm in your breath, and a sparkle in your eyes. The 6 golden habits we've whispered about are not rules. They are invitations to live deeper, softer, wilder, and truer. You are not winding down. You are unfolding into the richest, most radiant version of yourself. The world still needs your wisdom, your mischief, your warmth, your stories, and your laughter. So go out there not to chase youth, but to embody aliveness. You have earned the right to live boldly, love deeply, and shine without apology. And darling, you are just getting started.